Hello guys, and welcome to today's video. And today's video I want to touch on the mental health side of things and how having a good training and nutrition plan can help you or anyone that you know is suffering at the moment. And I'm going to give you tips and ideas to put you in a bit of a routine to kind of get you moving in the right direction. The first thing I want to touch on is I'm going to touch on my story as well, like what I've been through. I don't really talk about it potentially as often as what I should do, so I'm gonna touch upon that in this video as well. But 2020, it's been a horrific year, and I think I seen some stats the other day where last year 9% of the population suffered with mental health problems, and with 2020 and everything that's been thrown at us, it's now gone from 9% to 19%, which is a horrific figure. 1 in 5 people. That is terrible, and we need to do something about it. So I'm going to talk a bit about my story and what I've been through in the past, and what I know from experience from training a multitude of clients over the years. What I know can help you develop in yourself and progress in the right direction and give you much more positive thoughts. So a bit about me then. So I'm 31 now. I've been doing weights for about 10 years. I've been doing personal training for 10 years as well. Okay, so I've had plenty of experience with a lot of clients who especially dealt with mental health problems, and I know what to do to get them moving in the right direction. I know what works. But about me and why I got into it and why I got into everything as well. When I was about 16, 17, I was never the most popular kid in school. I wasn't unpopular, but I wasn't a popular kid. I never done sports. I never done anything brilliant. No one really went, oh my God, there's Phil, blah, blah, great at football. None of that really happened with me. And I didn't really think anything bad of it at all until I started getting 18 and I was starting to go out a little bit more, and I realised that I was very unconfident. I was not in shape at all. I was a little bit chubby. I was about 13 stone, was my highest weight as well, by the way. For someone who's only 5'7", as you know, 13 stone is not a pleasant weight to be. So I was very unconfident. Like I say, I had nothing really about me, no go in me. And then I thought I needed to lose weight to get better, and I wanted abs as well. So I wanted abs. I was this 18-year-old kid, very pale, a little bit chubby, quite short, and I wanted abs. I started developing this little bit of an obsession as well, by the way, with abs. And this was 12, 13 years ago as well. So Facebook and Instagram wasn't really a thing. It was more the magazines, the mental health, men's health magazines, any other fitness magazines, bodybuilding.com, looking at all them websites. And then this obsession started to go more and more, and I started losing weight. Okay, I started doing my own research on how to lose weight, started tracking my calories. Straight away, I was on the ball with the calorie intake and getting the weight down. And I didn't really do any weight training at this point. It was just more cardio side of things. And when I was doing the cardio side of things, it was just all the treadmill, really consuming a very little amount of calories, very unhealthy as well, by the way, but very little amount. And then, like I say, I was starting to get more and more obsessed. The weight was falling off me every single week. Started tracking my weight, losing 2 to 3 pounds per week, which is a bit fast, by the way. Don't recommend that for anybody. But then, like I say, this obsession started growing. So I was researching more and more into calories, and I knew that the calorie deficit was required. But then I started taking it one step further, which was a little bit more unhealthy. From this point then, I used to write down everything I was having. There was no MyFitnessPal either then, okay? So I knew I needed to track my calories, and I knew I needed to exert a certain amount, but there's no MyFitnessPal. So I used to write down on a pen and paper everything I consumed in that day, calorie-wise. And I used to add up the total figure, and the figure, when I look back now, was shocking. It used to be about 800 to 900 calories per day. That's all I was consuming. All I was consuming. Obviously, the average person shouldn't be about 2,000 calories, okay? But I was 800 to 900, so that's why the weight was falling off me. But then even further from that point, that figure, I used to then go into the gym that evening and burn off that exact figure on the treadmill. And even talking about it now, it was such a bad place to be in. Such a bad place, because it was just an obsession and a drive that I wouldn't recommend or put on anybody. And that figure, so say like I burnt 873 calories, then I would then go into the gym and I'd be on that treadmill until 873 calories was burnt. I used to feel terrible. My energy was awful. I hated myself a little bit as well. And like I say, this obsession with abs just developed further and further. And I used to be obsessed with the mirror and looking at the mirror constantly, jumping on scales constantly, making sure the weight was coming down all the time. And it was coming down because I was in a drastic calorie deficit. So of course the weight was coming down, but I still looked like poo. I still didn't feel great about myself. I was still unconfident, and this was getting worse and worse. And then because the body image was not great, started a bit of body dysmorphia because I just hated myself. The weight was dropping and I got to about 10 stone. So I've lost 3 stone at this point. So I was getting compliments, but I didn't believe them. So 3 stone, started getting quite slim. 10 stone, it's starting to get a bit slim now for my frame. 5'7", like I say, 5'8" on a good day. But started to get a little bit slim, okay? And then the weight loss started slowing down. And the reason it slowed down, by the way, is what I talk about all the time, is that my energy expenditure was just nothing. So although I was consuming a little bit of calories, I'm not really burning that many off because I'm getting slimmer, so my natural expenditure is dropping anyway. Plus, I've got no energy because I've got no calories there. So my day-to-day was just a bit more lethargic, a bit slobbish, not doing any weight training at this point either. Then the obsession developed a little bit further, and I seen something on a forum, because I've just used to be obsessed with just Googling, and I seen a bit about bulimia, okay, and being bulimic. And that was my next stage then, and this is when it really got bad for me mentally. So I was in a bad place, and like I say, this is 12 years ago, so the mental health, the depression, the anxiety wasn't really a thing back then, so I didn't really know what it was. I was depressed, I was very anxious, but I didn't really know what it was, and it was very difficult to talk to somebody about it as well, because nobody really spoke about it. So bulimia then kicked in, and everything I was consuming started trying to throw things up. I used to keep certain foods down, but if I ever went to a restaurant with the family, I would do everything I had in my power to avoid going, so I didn't have to consume this food. But then if I did, I would make myself sick after it. And even talking about this now, it's hard. It's really, really, really hard. Because I can't believe that was me. I can't believe that was the position I was in at that point. But then it just got worse and worse with this obsession. And then eventually I got myself down to 8 stone 13, and that's 125 pounds, which is ridiculously light. I was very skinny, scrawny. My family all worried about me at this point. My friends were worried about me at this point. I didn't know where I was going. It was getting worse and worse and worse. And like I said, I was obviously feeling terrible because I made myself throw up as well. So, and I didn't have abs at this point here. That's the whole thing behind everything I was doing. I still didn't have abs. I was still obsessed with the scales. But then at this point, what I did do, I remember still researching, still getting pulled in different directions, talking about protein. So then I think, right, okay, maybe protein will help, whatever. I then went into a shop on Victoria Street in Liverpool. I actually can't remember the name of the shop. It's now Teen Nutrition, but I can't remember what it was called. I remember to this day walking into this shop, and the 2 guys kind of laughed, looking at me because I looked like a little young lad, didn't really know where I was going. And I seen these 2, and my image of them was thinking, flipping hell, they're in shape. I want to be like them. And these were guys, they were like that, they had arms like this. And I started looking down, started looking at all these protein shakes, and I was just looking for the lowest calorie protein shake. Petrified of the carbohydrates as well, by the way. And the 2 guys went to me and said, excuse me, do you need any help? And I was just, yeah, just looking for the lowest calorie protein shake. And they both went, why do you want the lowest calorie one? Because they both see me, I was just skinny. They both see me, they went, why do you want the lowest calorie protein shake? And I started to talk to them, and my story started coming out a little bit, and they just sat me down straight away because they see the position I was in, and they sat me down straight away. Thankfully, the shop was quiet. They gave me a lot of the time, which was a life-changing experience, in all fairness. That's probably why I'm here now. A lot of the time, and from there, they wrote down me a plan, and I started really then having an eye-opener to more calories, and I didn't think I'd ever be swayed, but I was. As soon as I walked out that shop, I was completely swayed, and they gave me proper websites to start looking at and getting good, proper research. They gave me weight training program, which I'd done for the first time, a really beginner level weight training program for the first time. Went into the gym, didn't go on a treadmill for the first time in about 9-12 months. Went to the weight training section, doing the basics. And that's all it was. I started having more protein, started having more calories, and within about 2 weeks, the effects that had on me, mentally and physically, were just drastic because I had the right plan for myself then. But the whole point of this story was, but I've been there and in that dark place, and that was a bit about my story as well. And obviously talking to somebody helped, but I didn't have a routine, and I didn't have a routine at all. I didn't have a correct training plan. I didn't have a correct nutrition plan. So having them in place is absolutely essential. And every single person needs to have that. And as soon as I started having a correct training plan and a correct nutrition plan, I was just another person. It's just a different person then. And I started getting better and better in myself and believing in myself a little bit more and getting more confident. Started seeing a little bit of shape in my body too. And that just eliminated my mental health problems to an extent. Started getting further and further because I didn't really have any training or nutrition plan. I just ate a stupid amount of little amount of calories and went on the treadmill. So that's not the gym, and that isn't really a training plan as such either, or nutrition plan. So in this day and age now, the way the mental health has just got worse and worse and worse, and people are declining. People are declining at a horrific rate, and it does need to change. But I feel like I can talk about it on a good level with certain people because I've been through a similar journey with some to an extent in terms of the mental side of things. And I've helped hundreds of clients over the years. And one thing that really, really helps, as much as people might say, it's not as easy for people to just kind of go do this, go and do that. When you're in that state, you just can't, you don't know what it's like to be there. Fair enough. I might not know what it's like, and every bit of depression is different for every individual. And what I'm about to say will not help one or two people, but it will help the majority. And just having a routine is essential. It's absolutely essential. Having some sort of structure, giving yourself a little tiny bit of discipline, because you reward yourself with that discipline. You'll do something, and your mind will think, flipping hell, well done. You've done something that was positive, that was a good move. And you slowly start feeling better about yourself. So if anyone is in a bit of a struggle situation right now, then just get a routine and get some form of structure to your life, okay? So it's a case where waking up a little bit earlier, okay? I know it's hard because everyone's in a different position, but waking up a little bit earlier, cooking your breakfast, having a routine, the simple things that you might not be doing right now, but them small things will make a massive difference. Having a routine, like I say, just going on a walk. A big thing that I've done for a lot of clients in the past to get them out of their dark places is give them a walk of a morning. So they wake up in the morning, phone is to one side, don't look at the phone, don't watch the news as well, and just put your headphones on. Well, obviously you might need the phone for that, but switch it off flight mode. You know where I'm going with this. Put your headphones on and just go for a walk for 20 minutes. That fresh air it's so underrated. It's so good for you. Fresh air, you're going to get your steps in, you're going to get a little bit fitter as well, and just having that routine is a small thing that can put you on the right path. But for a lot of people as well, people would have a spark of motivation, and all of a sudden think, right, that's it, I'm going to start getting myself in shape and I'm going to start doing things, I'm going to start feeling better about myself, and that's great. However, a lot of people start getting overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that they've given themselves to do. So, especially with social media in this day and age as well, where a lot of people will post irrelevant information, fad diets, things like this, talking about this method and that method, so your mind can be occupied with a lot of different things. But having a simple structure is easier than something that's overcomplicated. So don't be throwing yourself in the deep end. Don't be getting overwhelmed by anything. If you're going to start fresh now, from today, if you're going to watch this video, which I'll be delighted if you do, watch this video and start fresh from today, then don't throw yourself in the deep end. Just start doing the small things from the off. You got to count your calories, you got to weigh yourself, you got to weigh your food, you got to hit your protein targets, you got to go to the gym, you got to track your weights in the gym, you got to make sure you're progressing each week. There's a lot going on. Just do one small thing a week, okay? So for this week, if you simply just eat a bit cleaner, and that'll be great. And that's one foot in the right direction. The following week, eat cleaner, count your calories. The following week, eat cleaner, count your calories, 10k steps. Eat cleaner, count your calories, 10k steps, one gym session a week. Blah, blah, blah. And you're not getting overwhelmed then. It's a small process, and these will start naturally developing your habits. It's a massive key to success is not get overwhelmed, not try to do everything at once. You potentially have years of bad habits where you haven't been doing anything. So don't start doing everything at once on one day. Take it nice and easy. Just have a routine. And I promise you, as soon as you start doing all this, you start getting a routine, give yourself a little bit of discipline, you'll start feeling so much better in yourself mentally. And physically as well. You're going to see a lot of physical results. So just giving yourself that routine, giving yourself that structure is vital. It's very, very important. And like I say, it's helped myself as soon as I've done it. It's helped hundreds of clients that I've worked with over the years. that with people, anyone struggling with mental health problems right now, if they have a small routine, they have a small structure, and you start to get into the training side of things, start creating a strength training program, calorie counting, eating a little bit healthier, you will feel better in yourself. But don't get overwhelmed by all everything I just said. Like I say, small steps, and just have one habit a week. That's it from there. One habit per week, and you will slowly start feeling 10 times better about yourself. But when you're in the gym as well, it's not just about building muscle and losing fat. It's far, far, far more to it. You will be surrounding yourself with like-minded people who are in a similar position to yourself, that they want to benefit themselves, they want to get healthier, so you're with them people. So you all of a sudden, you've heard the saying, surround yourself with positive people. They're positive people. You surround yourself with them. Your day-to-day life and your attitude will reflect on what they're doing as well, okay? So going to the gym for that reason is massive, but it's also going to teach you a bit of discipline. You've also then got to track your weight. So that thought process of tracking your weight and trying to get a personal best every single week, lifting a tiny bit heavier, that discipline is massive. You've got to track your food on your MyFitnessPal. That discipline is huge. It's giving you a structure, it's giving you a purpose. So I'll wrap this video up because it's been a long one, but that is my story, and that is where I've come from and my background, which was a little bit heavy, fair enough, but it's brought me to the position I'm in now, that I've helped hundreds of people, and I'm weirdly thankful for what happened to myself, because it's given me the ability to be in the position where I'm in now, helping hundreds of people. And like I say, the mental health side of things, if anyone is struggling at all right now, you can reach out to myself on any level, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, drop myself a message and I will help you. I will give you a training structure, I will give you a routine. And that training structure, that routine, bettering yourself, feeling healthier, feeling fitter, you are massively in the right way for a positive you. So hopefully that helps, and I'll see you on the next show.